Welcome to the Boxing Bookie. It's good to be back. It's good to be back. It's good to have everyone here. I'm going to get into a few things. Give me 1 minute here, and we'll get right started up. It's good to have everyone aboard. Hang on. All right, guys. Hit me up. Let me know when you're here. Let me know when you roll in. I want to get started. Got a good one for you today. Got a real good one for you today. Gonna get into all the last minute locks. Gonna answer any questions. Do Q&A. You guys want to know about any fights, anything in particular? I give you guys all the best gambling advice. Guys, join the Patreon. If you have not joined the Patreon already, do so now. It's just $5 a month. Just $5 a month. It's the absolute best gambling advice anywhere in the known boxing universe. For just $5 a month, you get asked to book anything. You get the lock of the week. You get the updated props. You get all of the best gambling information anywhere in the world. Hey, Muscles, what's up, my man? $5 a month. Join the Patreon if you haven't already. I'm going to start out there. It's also in that little ticker below. Before we get into that, so need to tell you guys about carnivorebar.com. That's carnivorebar.com. Use promo code BOXING at checkout to save 10% at carnivorebar.com. It's the nutrition of a steak, the convenience of a bar. It's a meal in your pocket, the world's only high-fat, grass-finished beef bar that replaces a meal while on the move and stores for years. Get your travel, autonomy, and freedom back. carnivorebar.com. Promo code BOXING at checkout to save 10%. I use it. It's perfect when I'm on the road traveling. You go to fights, do the media stuff. You can see I use it. I like the honey salted. But there's salted, there's non-salted, there's a variety of different products. carnivorebar.com. Use promo code BOXING at checkout to save 10%. Ramblers in the house, my dude Ramble. I'm seeing 1-9 on the Fisher. Oh, 1-9 on the Fisher fight right now. I'm on it. You might as well take him by stoppage. We're gonna get into it. Shortening. I would get in on it. David Allen sucks. I don't know how he got wins, but he's got some wins. He's beaten some guys. But I would definitely get in on that. I would absolutely get in on that. Let's take a look at it. You guys have any questions, comments, thoughts, super chats? Put them in the box now. Put them in the chat now, and I will get to them. But I got all night. I got all night. All right, let me share this with you guys. Oh, I'm tired. I got my coffee. All right, this is a fight that I find interesting. Ubaldo Garcia. I might actually be leaning towards Garcia, but I think I'm going to lay off this fight altogether. This is a 50-50 fight. I just think there are better fights to be made. Garcia's a guy with a bunch of losses, but he's been on a winning streak. He lost to Paul Butler years ago in a real close fight, real close fight in a fight on ESPN, which he was supposed to get. Paul Butler was supposed to walk through him, and it was given hell. And he had a bunch of losses at that point. That was his last loss, and he's been on a streak since. And now he's here fighting Rene Claxton. It's a 50-50 fight. Claxton goes a slight betting favorite. If he was a bigger favorite, I would bet on it. But if Garcia was a bigger underdog, I'm saying, if he was plus 150, plus 200, I may take a gamble on it. I kind of like Garcia to win the fight, but this is a 50-50 fight. I would just lay off of this fight altogether. Like, I just avoid that. There's better fights to be made than just, this is really flipping a coin right here. So I wouldn't bother. I definitely wouldn't do that. That's not worth the squeeze. I would not do Claxton. I would not do that. That is I know Claxton's undefeated, 23-0. He's only got a handful of knockouts, so I don't expect a knockout. He could get knocked out, though. Garcia could knock him out. That could happen, or it more likely goes the distance. Fury looks nervous. I got a weird feeling about this fight, man. I got a weird feeling about this fight. You know, a lot of people like this fight. I kind of like Fury by robbery. I think Fury by robbery is on the card. Fury's a guy. He's an enigma. He's a mystery. You never know where he is mentally, what he's doing. Guys, I know this is not what you want to hear. I fully understand that this is not what y'all are fitting to hear. I'm not loving any bet on this fight. Now, I know it's the biggest fight of the year, undisputed heavyweight title. I get all of it, guys. I get all of it. I do. That being said, I'm probably not betting on this fight at all. I'm going to give you my advice, but I'm also letting you know I have not placed a bet on anything on this card, nor am I going to. All right, I'm going to put that out there, and that's it. Fury weighs 281 pounds. What did Usyk weigh in at? That's a big boy. I don't like him at that weight. Everything he tells me, Usyk is spin to win the fight. Yeah, the face-off for the weigh-in was 3 seconds. Something seemed off about him. I don't know. Don't bet on this fight, man. I'm telling you, this fight's Fugazi. I'm not touching this fight. And these aren't two guys that are, ill-tempered. These aren't two guys who get into fights and pissing contests out the way. They don't get physical. So there's something seriously wrong with this fight, man. I'm telling everyone, lay off this fight. I'm going to give you, if you're in the Patreon, you got the lock of the week. Take that, be happy with it, be content with it. That lock is safe. I love that lock. I don't know if there's any good bet on this fight, man. There's something wrong with Fury. What if he gets knocked out in the first round, like Andrew Galata's dog, because his brain's not right? I'm just telling y'all, there's no bet. We'll go through it. Muscle says, I think Fury wins by decision. They will give it to him to set up the trilogy. Trust me, this is all part of. I agree with what he's saying. I've said before, this is the final. If Usyk wins this fight, it's the final fight of that era. There's no more. After this, there is no more. If Usyk wins this fight, Usyk wins. Usyk is the best heavyweight of that era, of that Wilder, Joshua, Fury, Joshua, Wilder, however you want to call it, era. The best heavyweight of that era, by far, indisputable, Alexander Usyk. The best fighter of the best heavyweight of the Wilder, Fury, Joshua era is none of those guys. It's Alexander Usyk, and that wasn't supposed to be, but it is. And I remember telling Ness from the Boxing Boys years ago when Usyk was still a cruiserweight that he would run through the heavyweight division, and he laughed at me. Well, I make it pop like I do. Usyk weighed 226, I believe. That's a good weight for him. He's always right around that. It was a fun fight with Usyk. It should be a fun fight. Yeah, it should be. It should. The first fight was great. I expect this fight to be great. If Usyk wins, he's fighter of the year for sure. Do not wager on this fight. I'm with muscles, man. I'm with muscles. Bipolar in the house. The homie Bipolar got a nice parlay going right now. McGrail, Fisher, Moses, Itawama, and Gators football. Who are the Florida? What bowl game are the Florida Gators playing? I love college football, but with all the basketball I've been doing on my other channel, Tulane. Okay, and they trounced them. Good for you. Good for you. Too much politics to bet on this. I think Fury by robbery. I'm saying Fury. You always have to. Got to pay the bills, man. Got to pay the bills. Too much politics. You've always got to factor in the fix. The fix is always in, and you always have to factor it in. And if you don't, it's your fault. I got to pay the bills, man. I got to pay the bills. Yeah, I agree with Muscles. The fight could go either way. It's 50-55. It's not, right? But just because of the robbery. We're going to watch the fight. We're going to watch the fight. And we're all going to say Usyk won, and then Fury's going to get a bogus decision, and we're going to get a trilogy, and it's going to taint Usyk. That's why I've been so adamant. Usyk should have just retired. He should have never taken this fight, ever. Don't take the fight, man. Don't take the fight. Don't take it. It can do nothing for you. Usyk's legacy is set in stone. He's the greatest cruiserweight of all time, and he's the best heavyweight of this era. He's the greatest cruiserweight of all time, and he's the best heavyweight of this era, a great era. That's it. There's no more. What else do you want? Like, there's nothing else he can do. His resume can't go up. His legacy can't go up anymore. So just walk away. You've made enough money to feed all of Ukraine 10 times over. Be done with it. Yes. Yeah, Ned said he was wrong about Usyk today. Oh, nice. I haven't listened to no ill will or anything. I know Ness. I've talked to him a bunch of times. I did work with him. He's a great dude. I haven't listened to a show in years. That's not for any, like, I hate him or anything. He's a good dude. World of Wrestling, what did you say? Fix is always in on any fight. You got to factor that in. And us getting upset almost every weekend about scorecards is a representation of that. Huh? If I want to bet on it, I would take Fury because he is plus money to just put a small bet. I mean, I don't disagree with that. You know, advice I always give. That's why I love the cash out button. The judges seem upstanding. They're not going to do a CJ Ross for 5K. It's a question mark at the end. Who knows, man? Who knows? CJ Ross took $5,000 to throw the biggest financial fight in the history of boxing at that particular time, which was Mayweather with Canelo. $5,000 she handed in the Fugazi scorecard. $5,000. Well, I get it was, 10, 12 years ago, whatever it was, but $5,000. I wasn't buying anything back then either. $5,000. What the hell? Muscles likes the cash out button. You just got to make sure you cash out at the right time. Agreed. Muscles, I'm not doing parlays for UFC no more. I've been letting you guys down with that. It happens. Look, it's gambling. I've tried to explain this to you. There are cold streaks. It's like baseball or golf or anything else. It's like you're doing everything right, and shit happens. Like, stuff happens. Like, what are you gonna? There's nothing you can do about it. So Munguia got knocked out yesterday. He could fight Sriracha 15 times, and 15 times in a row. That would never happen again. What are you gonna do about it? There's nothing you can do about it. It was unclear. So when CJ Ross handed it in, and Teddy Atlas reported on this back then. I broke my mic. The 114 scorecard, Canelo versus Mayweather, which was worse than anything Adelaide Bird's ever done. That is way worse than 118-110 Canelo. Way worse. They investigated that, and it didn't come up with anything, except that they found she got a $5,000 wire transfer the night before the fight from like an unknown bank in where was it? It was somewhere from Southeast Asia. It wasn't the Philippines. It was somewhere in Southeast Asia. I forget where. I'm in Vietnam or something like that. She got a wire transfer for $5,000 before the fight. Now, they couldn't pin it to anyone in particular. So there's no criminal trial. There's nothing criminal that they could prove with that. They just, when you need to prove something criminally, you have to prove a crime was committed. If you don't know where it's coming from, you can't trace it back, then there's no crime. You can't prove that it was throw the fight. But she never judged the fight ever again. You can pull up her box track. I'll pull it up now. CJ Ross received a $5,000 wire transfer, some Fugazi bank from Southeast Asia, and never handed in an absolutely ridiculous criminal scorecard. I mean, criminal scorecard. After receiving the $5,000 mysterious wire transfer, and then never was allowed to judge the fight again. So you guys can do the math on that. See, last fights you have scored. Mayweather, Canelo. 117, 111. That's an all right scorecard. 116, 112. And Moretti is the worst. CJ Ross may be the most corrupt. Dave Moretti is the worst. You look at some of the, and then 114, 114. CJ Ross with the egregious scorecard, with the criminal scorecard. I got investigated and we found $5,000. And she never judged again. So over $5,000, she never judged again. As a judge for Pacquiao versus Bradley, Royce scored the 115, 113. Her score drew heavy criticism. I had 114, 114. I had no problem with that scorecard. As a judge for Floyd Mayweather versus Canelo Alvarez, CJ Ross scored the fight a draw. Her scorecard again drew heavy criticism. The outcome of the scoring from a unanimous decision to majority decision. However, unlike Pacquiao Bradley, her card did not change the win-loss. After the fight, she stepped down as a boxing judge because she was under investigation. You guys can make of that as you wish. Yeah, it's incredibly low. It's amazingly low. Nothing comes out. Payment wire transfer was made to her. It is though. It didn't. Where was I? Yeah, Teddy Atlas went off on it. Hang on. Let me see if I can find a video. We'll see. She took a leave of absence right after that. There's a video I'll try to find of Teddy Atlas absolutely going off and spilling all the beans on what the investigation turned up. Well, Paul, UFC is better to do straight bet so you can walk out with something. Muscles said supposedly Rocket said he had a personal UFC guy for picks, and he says he hits every weekend. Well, 5K is insanely low for that. Yeah, it's true. Who judged AJ versus Usyk to AJ? Let me look that up. Glenn Feldman, obviously Glenn Feldman, the atrocious Glenn Feldman. Glenn Feldman's usually not that bad. Glenn Feldman's, he's usually not that bad. Wait, hang on. Hang on. Yeah, Glenn Feldman. Yeah, Glenn Feldman used to be good, but he's fell off a lot. I used to like Glenn Feldman a lot. CJ Ross has a new job standing on street corners. That's crazy. For $5,000, it's not like she got millions to throw the biggest boxing match in history financially. It's amazing. All right, let's get into the fights. Let's get into this real quick. Lay off this fight. This fight's not worth betting on. Minus 3,000. Johnny Fisher at minus 1,100. Johnny Fisher by stoppage, minus 400. Kind of a sexy bet. Might want to throw that in a parlay. It's just letting you know. Johnny Fisher by stoppage, I like a lot. David Allen sucks. Not touching that. Lappin, not bad. Isak Lowe and Lee McGregor. Now, I think this is a decent fight to bet on. I'm going to show you. I love the over. I love the over 8.5. And I like McGregor. I think this is a good fight to bet on. And where is Isak Lowe? Not Isak Lowe. McGregor. Over 8.5, McGregor, and McGregor by decision. 3 bets I love a lot. I absolutely love this bet. Love it, love it, love it. You guys want a nice little 2-leg parlay? Who can calculate parlay odds for me real quick? Take McGregor. Take the over 8.5 on McGregor and Lowe, and Fisher by stoppage. So it's minus 400 and minus 330. I'll do it. Minus 159. That's a sexy little parlay. I think I'm going to throw some money in on that. I'm going to throw some money in on that. Someone must have hit a lick on MD that fight. Yeah. You think your Texas Longhorns have a shot in the cup? I think that, look, they got such a favorable bid, World of Wrestling. Like, you couldn't have a favorite seeding. They get the 2 worst teams in the tournament, Clemson and then Arizona State in the first 2 rounds. So, yeah, like, Clemson sucks. They're going to beat Clemson by 10. Then they're going to play Arizona State. It's just look at Arizona State's front 5. Then look at the side of Texas's front 4. Ain't going to go well for Arizona State. I promise you that. So, yeah, I mean, look, I don't think Texas is good, and I think they should start Arch. But they got such a favorable seeding. They got such a favorable run to the top. Who knows? Maybe, yeah. And I don't even think they're any good, but like no one in college football is that good this year. Looking forward to hitting our lock tomorrow. Boachuk, McGrail, and Itama. So screen, bro. What? Wait. Oh. For this? That's the parlay I'm talking about. So, Fisher by stoppage. Over 8.5 on Isak Lowe and Lee McGregor. The more footage I see of McGregor versus Lowe, the more I'm leaning towards Lowe. I only see him winning by KO. I only see that McGregor versus Robles, though. Robles is a hitter, and he didn't knock him out. Isak Lowe doesn't look to hurt you. Isak Lowe is not a bad fighter. He's been knocked out before, but he's not a bad fighter, but he's not going to stop him. That's why I love the over. Just take the over. BC's in the house. My dude, BC. What's up, BC? It's good to have you aboard. This is a check out my video on the fight. This is a really, really good contrast in styles. It's a good fight. I think McGregor is too skilled on the inside. I don't think McGregor can keep him off of him. And I think McGregor wins the fight on the inside. But it's a great fight, but it's over. Take the over. Itwama, easy money. McGrail, easy money. I know McGrail's going up a weight class. He's fighting at 126 instead of 122. But he's fighting Reese Edwards. Reese Edwards, nice little boxer, nice little skills. McGrail doesn't jab enough, but he's a world-class fighter. And at the highest level, that's going to be, he doesn't have any power and he doesn't jab enough. So he has some fatal flaws. And at the highest level, he's very predictable in his approach. And that's why Jericho O'Quinn caught him and timed him. But we're not at that level. And look, he Jericho O'Quinn is better than Reese Edwards. If Jericho O'Quinn fought Reese Edwards, O'Quinn dominates him. I'm not dumping on Reese Edwards. He's a decent fighter. But and O'Quinn was losing every minute of every round, and he just loaded up and caught him because McGregor's predictable. And O'Quinn can hit. Reese Edwards can't hit. He's not going to stop him. He doesn't even look to stop people. Boachuk and Ismail Davis is a great fight. It's not. Ismail Davis is not that good. He fought some tough fights with Josh Kelly. He's got some decent wins. But Boachuk is a beast. Boachuk is going to stay on him, break him down. This could be a late stoppage. Just take the money line. And then we got this fight. And look, guys, I don't really like any bets in this fight. I like Usyk, I guess. This is the best bet to me. Over 10.5, I guess, would be the best bet. Usyk by technical decisions, a decent bet. Where's either fighter to be 9? I like this Usyk to win in round 7 or 12 or decision. I like that. I like that a lot. Knockdowns. Either fighter to be knocked down, I like that. So these are the bets that I like. Either fighter to be knocked down, yes, minus 190. Usyk to win in the second half of the fight, minus 115. Usyk by technical decision, or technical decision, plus 170. Over 10.5, minus 200. Usyk money line, minus 150. I like those bets. I like Boachuk on the money line. I like McGrill on the money line. I like Itwama at minus 1,600. I like McGregor at plus 150 by decision. I like McGregor on the money line at minus 185. I like Low and McGregor. I like the over. I love the over at minus 330. That is a sexy bet. I'm going to be doing something with that. I like Lappin at minus 1,000. I like Johnny Fisher by KO, TKO, DQ. So that's what I got. That's what I like. Let me know what y'all think. Leave your thoughts, comments below. Let me get into this. What up, BC? I haven't been to MetLife in a couple of years, my man. I don't really know. You going on Sunday to watch the Jets and the Rams in 20-degree weather? Good for you. There's a hardcore. I appreciate that. Jet fans are the best fans, man. Jet fans are the best fans. You think Navarrete versus Tank Davis is a realistic matchup? Who knows? I mean, is it realistic? Yeah. Is it going to happen? I mean, probably not. Good fights don't happen. Turkey Al-Ashir could do it, but I think I do too. I mean, it's not easy because Navarrete stays on him, but the more and more you stay on Tank, the closer you are to him, and the more and more you might get stopped. I like Tank. I like Navarrete. I think it's a hell of a fight. I think it's one of the best fights you can make in boxing. But if I had to pick, yeah, I'm taking Tank by stoppage. God dang. High of 27 degrees. It was a high of 55 degrees today, I think, 56. High of 57 in Fort Worth. That's where I'm at. High of 57 today. Currently 47. There's no chance in hell I'm going outside in 47-degree weather. Like, I am not going. It is 47 degrees outside. I ain't even thinking about going outside. 27 and the low of 13? Oh, hell no. Hell no. I got a thermal undershirt, long sleeve shirt, and hoodie, 3 layers. Gotta do something, man, because you're just sitting there, too. It's not like you're running around playing. Like, if you're running around playing, it's a little better, but just sitting there, hell no. It's about to be... The hell with that, man. That's for the birds, man. I ain't even looking at outside at 9 degrees. Hell no. Oh, World of Wrestling. You going to the Ohio State Clemson game? You going to the horseshoe? My man, I love college football. I'll be in Houston 23rd to 28th and 28th to 5th in Dallas. Yeah, let me know when you're in Dallas, my man. Let me know. Yeah, Isak Lowe and Lee McGregor over 8.5. Love that. Minus 330. 100%. Take the over. Take the over. And when you're done taking the over, take the over again. Oh, no Christmas vacation for my... Your family's from Ohio? All right. I thought you were going to Ohio State game. Alan will be back too. We should watch the Jets game the 29th. Yeah, I think so. That could work. I got to see if my wife is in town or out of town, but that could work. That could definitely work. January is a stacked month full of fights. I'm going to be out of town the first week. I'm going to New York, visit some people. I'm also going to a couple Brooklyn Nets games. That's my team. If you go to Game Time, you can buy Brooklyn Net tickets on the court for $50 or in the upper deck for $8. So I'm going to splurge. I'm going to go out and buy courtside tickets behind the basket for $50. Probably be able to get them last the day of the game. I've never been to the Midwest. Here it's pretty cold. Yeah, it's cold, man. The coldest I've ever felt was Michigan. And it was crazy because I was there for a couple nights. The first night, it was 12 degrees. And it's like, all right, this is freezing cold. The next day, it was 13, so 1 degree warmer. But it had that wind. And my God, like the wind, even though it was 1 degree warmer, it was 13 degrees, not 12. It was the coldest thing I'd ever felt in my life. I never, like, I'm a Texan and I'm a Sicilian. I don't do cold. I don't do the cold, man. No, sir. That was brutal. Yeah, I think McGregor wins. It's a close fight. I do think McGregor wins. I think McGregor wins by decision. So if you want to bet that, I would bet McGregor at minus 180. But a bet I like more is it to go over 8.5. For my family are from New York, but they all moved to Florida. There you go. Everyone in Florida is from New York. If you got any last minute questions, comments, thoughts, super chats, let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna end this. It's been a great stream. I don't know what I got going on tomorrow. I'm gonna be traveling tomorrow. I got the Longhorns game I'm gonna be watching. So I'm not gonna be able to do a live stream, I don't think. I'll be in and out all day tomorrow. Muscles is gonna let me know what goes on in the fights, but I'm gonna be keeping an eye on. Probably going to try to catch a bootleg stream on my phone because I'm going to be traveling and I got the Longhorns game. So I'm not going to, and then it's Christmas and all that good stuff. I'm going to try to, I'm not going to, it's going to be a lighter week. I'm not saying I'm going to do nothing. I will do something, but it's going to be a lighter week of work. But I will go live if I can. I will try to do everything I can. But I'm going to be in New York. My parents moved back to New York. It's where I was born and stuff. My dad's got cancer. He's okay for now. They said he's got longer to live, but he's got cancer. He's got some heart issues. He's older now. So I'm going to go spend some time with them. And I'm also going to head out to a couple of Brooklyn Net games when I'm out there. I will be in New York January 4th through the 9th. And I'm going to the game with Nate on the 6th and the 8th. Prayers for the Pops. Thanks, bro. I appreciate you, Muscles. Much love. Appreciate that. I mean, he's all right. Like, he doesn't have a whole lot of time left, but he's not dying tomorrow either, kind of thing, right? Like, he's okay. But he's getting old. Oh, it's all good. It's all good. Like I said, he's not dying tomorrow. He's got prostate cancer, which is very slow growing. He's 71 years old. He's got a heart issue. Like, he's got some time left. The doctor said the good news is the heart can just kill you before the cancer does. So I don't know what you make of that. Yeah, Pistons and Pacers, 6th and 8th. Hit me up. Hit me up, BC. I'll give you my number. We'll all meet up. I know that you're a Lakers fan. I know you're a Lakers fan. Appreciate you guys. All right. I got to wrap this up. It's December 20th, 2024. From Texas to the world, thank you and God bless.